This is Pokemon. This is also Pokemon. But what is best Pokemon? Well, Pokemon are like these little cool creatures that can range from a fire horse to literally just a keychain. Who do they let design this? I don't know. All right, there are 108 Pokemons plus a little bit more, and here's a lot of them. But which one is most compatible to be the number one best Pokemon of all the other Pokemons? It's that one. That one right there. Do you see it? All right, Vaporeon. But what is Vaporeon? Well, what does it do? All right, Vaporeon is like Eevee. But what is Eevee? Eevee evolves into 8 different things. But that one right there, that one's the best. The other ones are not good, and I will explain why. Jolteon, electricity, too spiky. All right, Flareon, fire. Fire hazard, not safe to have around the house, definitely. All right, Umbreon, very cool, but it's very scary. As you can see from this one line on the wiki, it kills its prey by biting into its throat before eating the corpse. That's just a little bit much. Leafeon, too much dirt. I don't like it. It's not clean. All right, Sylveon, this one looks dumb, and I don't like it. All right, Glaceon, it's too cold. Espeon, purple. All right, so Vaporeon is awesome, though. It's 3 foot and 3 inches and 64 pounds of awesome and just really cool, and I'm going to show you why. I also made this pumpkin of Vaporeon that I did not steal, and I made it myself. Yeah. Anyways, Vaporeon facts. So Vaporeon has a high base HP. So let's say you got a Charmandizard, and there's this Glaceon here. And the Charmandizard uses the flamethrower. It's dead now. It doesn't survive because it's bad, and it doesn't have a high base HP. But now let's say they got a Bulbasaur, and you got a Vaporeon, and then Bulbasaur uses flamethrower. Bam! Vaporeon unaffected. Then Vaporeon uses Surf and goes, and then hits the Charizard, one-shotting it, killing it, and then all that's left is a Vaporeon, which is super cool. All right, and that's not all. See, it also has this ability called Acid Armor. So, you remember those Metapods where you used to have your Pidgey, and then they just kept using Harden, and you'd tackle them 100 times and they wouldn't die, and it was really annoying. And then you'd ask your big brother to get the controller, and he'd tell you to go away. I'm sorry, I'm getting off track. So Vaporeon has something called Acid Armor, which raises the defense by 2 stages. That's 2 times the power of Harden. Wow, isn't that crazy? Vaporeon is also a fish. So, I hear you saying, what does that matter? Well, a fish can go in the water. So, if Vaporeon is fish, that means Vaporeon can go in water. Alright? But wait, there's more. Vaporeon is also mammal. And Vaporeon can also go on land, too. So, it's like a frog, but cooler because it's Vaporeon. Vaporeon can also save your life in the right situation. Let me show you. So, let's say you're a trainer and you're stranded out in the desert, and there's no hope of rescue, and there's no people around you. All right. And now, let's say you got a Charizard. What is he going to do? Nothing. He sucks. He knows Flamethrower and does nothing else. Bad Pokemon doesn't help. But now let's say you got a Vaporeon, bam, infinite free water, and you won't die of dehydration. But you probably will still die because you're stranded. But you'll live for longer because you have a Vaporeon, so it saved your life. Let's say that's you and you're in a burning building. Well, you got a Gyarados, that's just going to use Flamethrower and make the problem even worse. So that sucks, that's out. But let's say, hey, wait, you have a Vaporeon. Vaporeon can use like Ice Beam or Surf, and then, bam, you are saved. And there's no problem at all because the Vaporeon saved you. Also, I know I hear what you're saying, but Noah, there's other water-type Pokemon, like Blastoise, like Pikachu over here, who is a water-type Pokemon. But Vaporeon has this ability called Water Absorb, which absorbs the power of other water-type moves. So that means Vaporeon could beat other water-type Pokemon in fights. So that means that it is better. Because if you have one Pokemon and another Pokemon, and this one can beat that one, that makes it the better Pokemon. It's just a fact. For example, that's why Charmander is the best starter, because he can beat Bulbasaur, and then Squirtle can't beat Bulbasaur. So it just goes to show how good he is. And then Bulbasaur can beat Squirtle, which is something that Charmander can beat, so it just shows he's the best. Pikachu. All right, there's nothing important in this slide here. I really wouldn't pay any attention to this. All right, so Pokemon, it's Pokemon 134. But why is that important, I hear you saying? What does that have to do with anything? Well, because they ran out of ideas after around some random number. I don't know what it was. It's kind of controversial, whichever number you pick. But they ran out of ideas because they literally, listen, it's literally just a trash bag, and they try and pass it off as a Pokemon. It's literally trash. There's no other. So basically, they also just made a flamingo. That's just a flamingo. They used to, take an animal, add an element, bam, you got a Pokemon, Ponyta. You just have one more step. You have a flamingo, just add some kind of element to it, For example, you could take a fox plus a dog plus a cat plus a fish plus some water. Bam, Vaporeon. Best Pokemon in the game. Absolutely amazing. But are there any downsides to Vaporeon? Well, maybe just one. I think some people like Vaporeon too much, which just shows how cool Vaporeon is. Also, only a small percentage are subscribed, so if you can subscribe, it's a big help. All right, thanks, bye.